Welcome to Daily Armor. Our verse today will be in the book of James, chapter number 1, and we'll be looking actually at 3 and 4. James 1, verse 3 and verse 4. And it says, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. When I think about going through different trials, preparing for different things, we have to be patient through all of the process. And waiting on the Lord is probably one of the most difficult things that you and I maybe have to endure, is the waiting on an answer, waiting on a remedy, waiting on a cure, waiting on, circumstances to change, waiting for, those prayers to be answered, for our lost loved ones to be saved. So we're waiting on a lot of things, but the Lord's saying that through the trying of all that patience is being worked into our lives. That we are learning patience, and as we're learning patience, that process is perfecting some things in our life. So as we find that I'm full of mistakes, I'm full of shortcomings and failures, but as I look back over the years, I can see where patience is definitely one of those things that has been built in to my life, that the Lord has used the trials along the way, and I am a little more patient. I'm not going to say that I have arrived, by no means, but I am a little more patient than I used to be, and I look at that as a good growing quality, and it's been a learning process for sure. So for those of us that are just, it seems like you just go from one thing to another, and you find, well, looking back, you can see how the Lord helped you and worked out those circumstances, and it wasn't so much about what you did, but it's all about what He did and what He does constantly in our life. He's the one that orchestrates things. But we just, our place is to be obedient. And a lot of times the being obedient part is the waiting. So we have to be obedient in the waiting part just as much as we have to be obedient in those things that He actually asks us to go forth and do. So that being patient and waiting on Him is vitally important in our life, and waiting to see how He brings, like if He's taking you to the first step, but you're waiting on step number 2, it's okay to wait. It's okay to wait. Don't take step number 2 until He's opened up that door of opportunity. So, and in that meantime, you're learning patience. And patience, it says, look in verse number 4 again. It says, "But let patience have her perfect work." When we're patient, things are so different when we're patient than if we just go ahead and make a rash decision. We make it in the heat of the moment. We say it in the heat of the moment. We do something in the heat of the moment. And we think we have to be put when we're being pushed. That's what it means when we're being tried, is you're being pushed, and you're being almost forced to do something or say something or whatever the case may be. But the Lord is saying, be patient. Be patient. And He says, but let patience have her perfect work. Patience has a way of working things out perfectly on His timing. His timing is always right. Even when it looks like He's 4 days late, He's always right on time. No matter what the circumstance is, let's be patient. And we just can have joy that we know that patience is a virtue. Patience is something that is learned. And it says in verse 3, it says, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. That's how that we learn patience, is because we're going through trials, and we're going through circumstances that are beyond our control. And we're put in the midst of things that we can't control. When we want to control things, we want to have a say so. We want to be in the decision process. But when we are being taught of the Lord, and that patience is worked in our life, then we're going to see that He's got everything under control, and He doesn't need our help in that, for us to take over or make decisions on our own, but just to wait And then when the next step comes along, he will let us in on it when the timing is just right. And we're going to see his handiwork in it instead of how we can take a situation and mess it all up. So remember that let patience have her perfect work. Be patient. Thank you for joining me today. Look forward to seeing you again soon.